Hmm? Having sex with
Before you're married.
before you marry.
Sleeping with somebody trust on the water. What they call that? Adultery.
Say what?
Sleeping with somebody trust on the water.
Adultery. Adultery. Yes. What else?
Fornication.
Yeah. It's not immoral.
Two
It's,
spirits intertwined without love.
oh, that's deep.
What?
Intertwining without love. You're just doing it for the fornication. What else?
Rape.
Rape, sexual immoral. Same sex. Same sex. God said that's
Animals. Sex with animals.
sex with animals. He talks about not doing that. When he thinks about those things, the thing about it is we read the text, but we really do not get involved because when more people are doing stuff, it becomes almost acceptable. And we look at it differently. We hear the word of God say, this is what I don't want you to engage in, but yet when we see more people involved and getting involved in it, then we kind of, we get easy with it. It's not all that bad. Orgies. You know, they did it then, and God said, that is not representative of the spirit I'm putting in you. That's the sign of a sinful nature. And that's when that lets you know that the sin who you were captive to, who you were a slave to, that you're still a slave to it. He talks about impurity. Allowing things to come into you that you know that God will not approve. We know that we don't sacrifice anymore, do we? Jesus was the last sacrifice. We don't bring an animal in here and cut off the head and say, well, you know, that's for Tony Castillo. That's for his sins. No, we don't have to do that no more. We don't do that kind of stuff. You know, and we don't gossip no more, do we? No, we don't talk about people, and we don't bite and that kind of stuff, and you know, we do good stuff to people. We do what we want them to do to us. You know, we greet them with love, and we don't ignore folks. So we don't do that kind of stuff. And then we don't be careful about mixing with things that you shouldn't be mixing with. Evil and good don't go together. Be careful who you hang out with. I can see you may have an agenda, but if you start enjoying the other person's stuff that you're doing, and your agenda kind of wanes, and you don't do what you say you're going to do, you find yourself trapped.
Mm-hmm.
Because watch who you hang out with, and watch the conversations, and even the belief structure. They may not say much, but they'll do a lot that would try to call you to do something different. And then he talks about debauchery. I can always read that and I say, oh, debauchery. What the word is that? Excessive indulgence in sinful pleasures. Excessive indulgence in sinful pleasures. Excessive indulgence in sinful pleasures. Like, I can't get enough of all those other things that we were doing. I mean, I'm a glutton to all of those things. Sinful nature will trap you like that. You know, you find that person who is addicted to certain things. It's not the spirit, it's the flesh that's eating away with their mind and telling them, you've got to have this.
Mm-hmm.
Most things that you're addicted to have been able that will ruin you. Anything that's physical, earthly, acquaintances that you have found that you've got to have on this earth will ruin you. You're not supposed to love anything of this world. God gave it to you for a reason to use, not for you to fall in love with it.
Yeah.
But every time we find things that we fall in love with, and we got to have so much of it, be careful about excessive things. That lets you know that you're still captive in your sinful nature. We're speaking of spiritual freedom. He says to us, idolatry, that's worshiping other gods. And anything can be another god to you, because if you do anything and put it in front of God that you know that you're supposed to be doing for God, but you're doing something else, that's idolatry. You're worshiping it. There are some people who worship homes. They won't leave the house because they love their house so much. If I want to go to church, I just get me a 55 or whatever inch TV and I put it in my house. I stay home. And I watch TV on Sunday morning. But when the football game come on, I click from that. I'm like a football game because I'm right in front of it. I'm home. It's the thing that we tend to love and put before the work of God, which is one of the most wonderful things. See, the thing that God is doing, He has a special plan. And that special plan is that He didn't save us so that we can bask in our pleasures, our earthly pleasures. We were saved to be spiritual beings of bringing people back to Him, so that when that day comes, when He returns, we will be like Adam and Eve, Adam was before the fall. It was a time of great, wonderful celebration and fellowship with God. You ever been able to walk with somebody and really feel good because you're walking with them, and just be, that inner feeling of, I feel so at peace. I don't feel no anxiety. I don't feel no animosity about stuff. It's very few people I think you may find that with. But when you find somebody like that, notice how you cling to them. I mean, you cling to them because you realize that you can't find it everywhere. And God has a tendency to let you know that I want to put somebody in your life so that you can have that, so you can experience what it is to have somebody who loves you unconditionally and to really give you a sense of peace when you're with them. It's a wonderful thing. If you don't have it, keep on looking. My brothers tell me, say, you want friends, you got to be a friend. Stop being lonely. God sends somebody in life who can show you some love that you hadn't seen before in your life. Start being a person who's a giver and see what God will do to you. Be a friend and see what God will do. He'll send you more friends you can possibly take a stick at. But the thing about it is you got to be a person with genuine spirit within you. You cannot be a person that's doing stuff just to receive it. You got to be. That's what I want to be. That's what I want to be. Then you look at us and he says, well, people who are witchcraft, right? Nobody here doing witchcraft. Witchcraft, yeah. Everybody messing no bones up in here. I love it how T.D. Jakes said, you better get that chicken, get those chicken bones and all that, and put a chicken on the line and cut him up. He said, you better go ahead and pluck that chicken and fry that chicken and eat that chicken and stop worshiping that chicken. It's the best it can do. It can't do nothing else for you. You can't put no hex on anybody. The thing about it is you need to understand that God is God, and the God that we serve, He's over all this hex stuff. He's over all these other gods that you think you call gods. The one that you can have stand before like a piece of wood and carve out a sculpture of who He is, and you kneel down and you bow down to Him. And then when you get cold, you cut Him up and you put Him in the fire to keep you warm. That's not a God at all. That's just something He's using. But the God that we serve is living, and it's powerful, and it's compassionate, and He's able to do whatever we ask. He is God all by Himself. There is no other. It's God. And He said, I don't have no other God but me. I'm a jealous God. But we should not be jealous of one another. Care for one another and be with one another. People around you don't like you. There's a lot of folks who are not going to like you, but that's those who have not been able to break away from that sinful nature.